Keep doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
Man, you doing it, man, you merit it, daddy, you investing that effort. Glad for you, I love you, yet that is not a diss. Resigned likes being raised an ass. I don't have the foggiest idea why you bringing down his thing. You figure you helping him out. He's incredibly cheerful. Being me part balls slapping against cheeks. I heard battling to take. I heard resembling definitely daddy like when he start all at daddy this and daddy that, and afterward I heard some hauling and battling like no doubt. I kept the telephone there and I recorded this show as arriving at amazing magnitude with Panther, right, dropping a sensation recommending that Nicki Minaj may be the cerebrums behind the stunning spilled video highlighting Tame Factory and Diddy. Purportedly, this is recompense for Quiet's past therapy of her, as Nicki has been holding on to some serious hatred for quite some time. Tales twirl that Nicki coordinated the release, going to the extent that purportedly taking care of the protector to accept any penalty. And afterward, there are those shocking murmurs regarding Diddy and Compliant conceivably being involved, sincerely energized further by Lil Bar's claim blaming Diddy for taking submissive to undisclosed regions. Out of nowhere, the virtual entertainment scene is burning, with the whole tape leaving everybody staggered. It resembles a contort tore directly from a Hollywood spine chiller. And it's unmistakable. Nicki Minaj implies business. Jump with us into this hurricane of dramatization in light of the fact that Nicki isn't messing around. Yet first ensure that you buy into our station and you crush that warning chime for additional updates like this. Currently, we should make a plunge. Nicki put that over here, that Nicki recorded that at the oddity off in the Calabasas. Simple to tell that whoever composed the new claim against the 1-ape rapper maker peruses this site consistently. They even utilize a portion of similar signs in their visually impaired things. And I said previously, and I'm saying again, no, that is on the grounds that the visually impaired has been recording violations that have been accounted for to them, rather than police. For the Beyond 20 President Obama Ross was there and messaged this chick is an attendant. She went in a room loaded with rappers and addressed Obama. And the primary thing out of her mouth was about you. It's been a long time since Nicki Minaj and Easygoing Factory headed out in different directions, yet their relationship adventure keeps on spellbinding. New disclosures are arising about the wild idea of their 2-year sentiment, with Nicki herself revealing insight into a few surprising subtleties. Might you at any point accept the claims that he spit on her? It's a genuinely confusing disclosure. Thinking about their association, wasn't their coupling one of the most unforeseen pairings ever, regardless of both being settled in the rap scene, navigating comparable circles? Their association actually surprised everybody when it bloomed in 2015. Yet, as it's been said, love works in confounding ways, doesn't it? At first, their process appeared to be going great. Submissive even joined Nicki on her pink print visit, as the initial represent the North American leg, displaying their fondness for one another. Anyway, following an euphoric 2 or 3 years, their relationship took a harmful go, prompting their possible detachment. At first, the purposes for their split stayed cloudy, yet the virtual entertainment pokes they trade indicated stewing strains. Then things took an emotional turn when Nicki prodded a scrap from her forthcoming docuseries Sovereign, scheduled to stream on HBO Max. However, the class conveyed gigantic weight, uncovering a crude and close-to-home side of Nicki seldom seen before. Mother would let my dad be fierce with her, and she generally raises the story as a young lady. I would come before I would remain before my mom and go like this, mom, and the primary thing out of her mouth was about you, and afterward you emerge on a collection when now is the ideal time to offer a feeble collection and attempt to slight Nicki Minaj. What in the secret Nicki turned out to be noticeably close to home as she dug into a profoundly private subject, uncovering her weakness. It was clear that this was a troublesome subject for her to address. Notwithstanding bearing her reality, she ceased from naming people or straightforwardly blaming anybody. Wright considered this preceding tame Nicki was in a 14-year relationship with Safari Samuels, and following Quiet, she had a concise lang with Nas for about a year. Thus, any of these people might have been the focal point of Nicki's personal revelation. At this point, it was Resigned Factory who decided to take a cautious and lawful position, a remarkable move to be sure. His response just strengthened hypothesis with fingers currently pointed solidly toward him, doubting assuming he was the individual Nicki was implying M. And P. Diddy did what each day there is a fundamental story on the web. And the objective is to never be it. Tragically for P. Diddy and Compliant Plant, they the stoking the fire old class of Nicki and Miles started re-emerging like mushrooms after Downpower. One specific video portrayed an upsetting collaboration where Accommodating seemed to abuse Nicki in open, apparently diss her disposition, at first radiating Nicki's appearance changed unexpectedly, recommending she was profoundly impacted by something he said. It was likened to seeing an emotional episode continuously provoking far and wide theory, and we should not neglect the obscure moves Docile executed post-separation. I mean, truly dissing your ex in a tune just after she reports her commitment. Take, for example, when Nicki got connected with To Kenneth Negligible, Meek quickly delivered a track containing verses like "This is past me, you should be my band now, you this man's life partner." Such verses were without a doubt a cheap shot, suggesting that Nicki had some way or another minimized by focusing on Kenneth Trivial as a brave or or whatever. Since I promised from that age no man could at any point manhandle me, call out to me, out me, deal with me like that, and afterward out of nowhere clutch your seats on the grounds that the situation starts to get interesting. Quick forward to 2020 and Nicki Minaj and Kenneth were basically continuing on ahead when they ran into, in all honesty, Easygoing himself. What followed was a fast heightening from an opportunity experience to an out-and-out warmed contention, finishing in Accommodating being accompanied out of the store show at its best. Yet hang on, there's all the more when you figured the story couldn't get any more chaotic. Quiet chosen to mix the pot by enjoying an obscure web-based entertainment post taking hits at Nicki's significant other. The post ridiculed Kenneth's style decisions, basically comparing him to a simple life-size model, a move that was obviously untidy. Nicki had enough of keeping quiet and took to Twitter to air her complaints, bludgeoning Easygoing with lines like "Trigger fingers went to Twitter, fingers terrible constructed face fixated on the sovereign." She didn't stop there, including "He's been focused my person for a year, currently guaranteeing he actually look at my page to see him, yet ended up obstructed." Continue on, fella. I can see your woman's humiliated. Recall the way in which you overreacted in that store when things got warmed. Nicki didn't keep down on Instagram, either marking them a jokester who hungered for consideration and hinting that he turned to virtual entertainment jokes since he was threatened by men. With these words, she basically pointed a finger at Accommodating as the one who had been actually forceful toward her during their time alone.